There's 5 provinces in the news this week in terms of issuing invitations, that is ITAs, to prospective new immigrants for their permanent residence in the future. Provinces include Ontario, British Columbia, we have Prince Edward Island, Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Yes, you heard that right. These 5 provinces have issued invitations this week. Let's just look at how many invitations, which provinces, which programs this particular week is in focus. Let's be tuned till the end. My name is Sahil. Guys, welcome back. Once again, my name is Sahil. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of moving to Canada, then this is a channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, we are discussing PNP this week and tons of provinces have issued invitations to new prospective immigrants. That means the 5 provinces in news are today that have issued invitations to multiple people abroad. Now let's just look at the province of Ontario, where the province has issued 1,694 invitations to the Express Entry Skilled Trade Program eligible candidates. Now the CRS for this particular draw was kept between 250 and 482. The Express Entry Skilled Trade Program, the candidates must have obtained their work experience of about 1 year in the last 2 years of time frame. They should have obtained this while maintaining their legal status in the province of Ontario while in Canada, and also these occupations that were identified in the express entry profile were a part of this particular draw. Extremely important for candidates who are working in Ontario, because Ontario has very few programs through which you can get your permanent residency. For candidates, especially for children or for kids who have done +2 from overseas, or rather just a high school from overseas, they come to Canada for their diploma programs and then they are scrambling around Canada where to do, what to do. For these particular candidates, I think Ontario has an amazing program under which they're offering PNPs and giving PR to a lot of kids. I think the skilled trade program absolutely wins a lot, where people doing, for example, belt technician jobs or Rogers technicians, then they are carpenters, painters, stuff like that. You could do these jobs and get yourself a permanent residency in just about a year with low grades of English as well. Guys, the second news, or the second province under lens, is the province of British Columbia, where the province has given permanent residency under 3 streams. Now the 3 streams include 162 ITAs issued under the it was a general draw, and no occupation was targeted under the skilled worker category. Now the skilled worker category had the score kept at 104. The international graduates, the score was 107, and the entry level and semi-skilled category, the minimum score was kept at 85. Now additionally, the remaining 2 draws were targeting 29 early childhood educators and about 11 healthcare professionals with a minimum score of 60. All in all, about 202 candidates got their invitations for permanent residency from the province of British Columbia this particular week. Now this week, the province of Manitoba also invited people for invitation under 3 separate categories, where 2 categories were for skilled workers in Manitoba and 1 was kept for skilled workers overseas. Now let's just look at the 2 separate draws for skilled workers in Manitoba. The first one was an occupation specific draw, where 287 candidates got their invitations with a minimum score of 610, and the knock code under target was that of transport and transit drivers. The second skilled worker draw was not occupation specific, that means it was a general draw, and the invite was sent out to 191 candidates with a minimum score of 701. There was also 27 candidates who received their invitations at a minimum score of 721 under the skilled worker overseas category, and about 21 categories invited under the international education stream by the province of Manitoba. Guys, Manitoba has been off late in the news due to ongoing strikes by the international graduates in Manitoba. Because prior to these particular months and years, Manitoba used to be a great destination where people could just work in Manitoba for about 6 months to 1 year and could claim their permanent residency. Following those programs, a lot of international students made their way to Manitoba. But when the province actually stopped introducing draws, those students started facing troubles, and now Manitoba is no more a favorite destination for kids, for international graduates, who would be heading towards. So Manitoba is no more a great place for international graduates, at least by far nowadays, because of these ongoing crises of PNP programs. But hopefully everything will get resolved soon, and hopefully it becomes a good destination for international graduates once again. Guys, next in line is the province of Prince Edward Island, and Prince Edward Island has held its second draw of the month. They invited about 155 candidates under the Labour and Express Entry stream, and about 3 candidates in the Business Work Permit Entrepreneur program, where the minimum score was kept at about 65. Guys, Prince Edward Island has other programs of PNP as well, which are pretty effective and pretty helpful, along with the Atlantic Immigration Program as well. So for a lot of international graduates inside Canada, Prince Edward Island really does offer a lot of solutions and a prospective destination for international graduates in Canada. Guys, next in line is the province of Saskatchewan. Province of Saskatchewan held its second draw of the month on May 18th. And this particular draw again was held with a lot of invitations going out. They sent about 260 invitations under the occupations in demand stream, and about 784 express entry candidates. Both the categories required a minimum score kept at about 67, which means a lot of people must have received invites. Earlier, Saskatchewan was known for about for draws around 68. Then during COVID, the draws started happening beyond 70s and 71s. Now the draws have gone below 68. Now it's 67, 66, 65, which means tons of possibility of success in Saskatchewan. So if anybody has not yet applied to Saskatchewan, person should consider. And the best part is that Saskatchewan, the Express Entry program, does not require a job offer. So that means if you are having close to about say 10 years of work experience in the Knock Code, related education, masters and a CLB hit, you would be looking at a 68 score. And then if your occupation is in demand, great, you would see yourself getting an invitation. Guys, Saskatchewan is really favorable, but there are very specific eligibility requirements that you must take care of when it comes to Saskatchewan. For example, the proof of funds and other such very peculiar small details. Guys, these were the provinces this week, 5 provinces which rolled out invitations to tons of people across the globe. For everybody else, who hasn't really received an invitation, all the best to you. And for all those who did, guys, congratulations on getting your invite. You have very short time at hand to submit your documentation. If you need any help in doing the documentation, and for everybody else, if you need any help in identifying the right program for you, please feel free to schedule a consultation with me. I would be more than happy to look at your case and give you the right recommendations. Guys, I hope the video was helpful, gave you much insights into what's happening in the world of Canadian immigration. If you have anything to discuss with me, feel free to schedule a consultation and I would be more than happy to speak with you. Once again, I wish you all the best and I really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.